We're back on Sports 225, and as promised, Josh joins me. And are you the biggest guy you think ever to come out of New Iberia?
I'm not sure. Big as in size? No. There's been guys. I think Zamal, actually, Thomas was a guy that came here at LSU. I think he was a little bit bigger than me. But for the most part, out of my school, possibly the biggest. So.
6'6", 300 pounds.
Yeah.
Okay, we talked the other day for a magazine article. It's going to be in 225, or just a Q&A about a lot of things, but not really football. And heading into the first week of LSU football season, the first game, I wanted to talk to a guy who pretty much has done everything now. You've played all the positions on the offensive line. Last year you're out because of a knee injury.
Right.
You got granted the rare 6th year by the NCAA. So you've seen a little bit of everything. And last year he had it was kind of cool because he got to be, in essence, like an assistant coach. So I figured you were like the perfect guy to analyze this team and looking back and then going forward. So the first question I want to ask you is, at this time last year, with all the things that happened, okay, you remember Russell got suspended, Russell Shepard, there was you might have heard there was a bar fight at Shady's.
Yeah, I think I remember that.
Yeah, and Steve Cragthorpe was diagnosed with an illness. And how did the team pull together and bounce back and do so well at that time?
Well, it's something that, we always put together this board, a process board, the leadership of this team. Each and every year we look at things that we want to do as a team to bring to the entire room, really. Every single seat, each person, has their own goals, but, together as a team we have goals. So, we also have a process, and part of that process is when in crisis or any adversity is to come together and get closer. So we've done that in the past through, all crisis and adversities, including storms. We've come together and gotten closer, and I think, you lose a guy and there's a void, you got to get closer, and that's something that we do. It starts with the coaching staff and goes all the way down to leadership to every single seat in the room.
So I guess, because you touched on two topics that we ought to transition to right then, which is one, storms, because this week, there's probably a hurricane coming. You guys all have experience. And then, of course, the team loses Tyrann Mathieu.
Right.
So, two things at once.
Yeah, exactly. Well, just, going with the storm, and it's something that, growing up in Louisiana, I've been around, there's definitely danger to it. But at the same point in time, if you prepare and keep safety at the front and foremost in your mind, you'll be okay, and we're all going to get through this. And then, transition into Tyrann. Losing a great guy, a teammate, somebody that, I respected and really enjoyed playing with. It definitely has its loss. But at the same point in time, like I said, we grow together as a team. We get closer through times like this, and we looked at the back of the room to some of these younger cornerbacks and said, step up. It's time. It's your time, and that's all that we can do. And at the end of the day, we're still going to be a great team.
I think so. Now, I make the argument that for 13 games last year, this might have been the greatest team in history. There was a problem with that 14th game.
Exactly.
You and I both watched. We just had different angles. I was high up. You were on the sidelines. It was pretty tough.
Yeah.
You go into this season, among the top few teams in the country. Whether you're 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, whatever. The coach in you now, not the offensive lineman. Why is this team so good?
Well, I think it starts with on offense, quarterback play. A guy that can throw the ball and put it where it needs to be, get it into the playmaker's hands, going into the backfield with all the different, guys that we've had. They're back from last year. You look at a great running backs core that returns all this experience, and they're all back, and they can only get better. Same thing with the offensive line. Same situation as far as for guys with a lot more experience, guys that understand the game more and have developed themselves into great offensive linemen. And then going to defense. It's something that I always talk about is the speed of defense. It never seems to change. Either they're getting faster or I'm getting slower. I don't know what's going on here, but they're always getting better, always getting faster. Some young guys, and there's, a certain situation when you have a young guy going there. I think, sometimes people seem to think that the lack of experience is going to hinder them, but sometimes it makes them naive to knowing, oh, this is a dangerous play, or this is somebody that I don't want to hit, and they're young and they just go in there head first, and next thing you know, they make a play. And then having that, that young, the high energy that they're going to bring to the defense, I'm excited for. And then defensive line, oh man, there's not much you can say about those two defensive ends that we have, except for they're fast. And they come off the edge, and it's something that, they've always done as a defensive line here at LSU is, stopping the run, and then whenever it comes down to passing down, they're going to come right at you.
I'm Lee Feinswag. You're watching Sports 225. We're talking LSU football with an LSU football player, Josh Dworaczyk, who is an offensive lineman who Coach Miles said earlier that you're going to play all 5 positions, maybe Saturday. But before you touched on a couple things there. One was Zach Mettenberger, the quarterback. How's his presence in the huddle and stuff in terms of command, leadership, and all that stuff?
Well, it's great. You know, he's a guy that he knows when it's serious. When we're in a 2-minute drill, we're in a hurry-up situation. You know, it's always, you know, a sense of urgency about him. You know, he wants the ball in his hand as soon as he can so he can get it to one of these receivers. At the same point in time, there's also, you know, the fun side of Zach when, you know, it's hot outside or we're dog tired and it's the end of practice and, you know, we're starting to get down as an offensive lineman. Here comes Zach with a smile on his face and, you know, let's go guys. We're gonna finish this off. We're gonna do the right things and that's what you want out of a quarterback. You know, it's something that, you know, I look forward to playing with a great quarterback and Zach's that guy for me this year.
Okay, well, let's get to the other topic of you playing all these positions because, you know, you I guess from being out of here, you know, and being hurt. Are you 100%?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
You got to win. You got to win a job in essence, don't you?
Definitely.
You know?
You know, sitting out after an injury, basically, my position from 2 years ago, my 26 consecutive starts that I accumulated through 2009, 2010.
Not that he's keeping track. But.
That's in the past. You know, that's over with. You know, I missed the entire year. Had to come back during the springtime when I wasn't quite 100%, but you know, battled through some things and now back being fully healthy. You know, it's a situation where I'm giving everything that I got, trying to fight for a starting position. And as of right now, you know, I don't know how it's going to play out throughout the rest of this week, but you know, I'm excited for Saturday. I'm ready to play. You know, missing that last season and looking forward to the season opener for a long time. And as soon as I heard that I was going to get another year, the first thing that popped in my head was this first game back in Tiger Stadium, and I'm excited, man. I'm so ready.
That's good.
Oh yeah.
Well, it's been my pleasure to spend 2 different interview sessions with Josh Dworaczyk, who we joked in our other interview about all the different ways that you couldn't pronounce his name. I'm Lee Feinswag. You're watching Sports 225. You have fun this week. Stay dry. Have a great time this weekend. And
Thank you
enjoy
very
being
much.
Back.
Go Tigers.
There you go. And go to break.